Take a look at the following three examples. We're going to be figuring out which is our independent variable and which is our dependent variable. You do not need to copy down the words of the examples, but you do need to write down the independent and dependent variables. If you'd like to copy down the words of the examples, please pause the video now, copy the words down, and then resume the video. Example 1 is from the worksheet that you just finished. Kate sells portraits at Apple Fest. I didn't write out the whole problem. Here's what we know. The dependent variable is our output, and the independent variable is our input. Our output was portraits, right? She put in time, and she got out portraits. So I'm going to say that our independent variable is time. We measured that in hours. We also used T to measure this, but I'm going to remind us that X always represents our independent variable. All right. Our output was portraits. So portraits are going to represent our dependent variable. The number of portraits Kate makes depends on the number of hours she works. So the portraits made, which we called N, those are going to represent Y because Y is always our dependent variable. Number 2. The higher the temperature of water, the faster the egg will cook. So we need to cook the egg. In that way, we do kind of control the cooking of the egg, but it doesn't depend on us. It depends on the temperature of our water. So the temperature of our water, we consider that our input. That's going to be our independent variable because that's what affects the outcome, right? That's what we can change. We can make the temperature warmer or cooler. So temperature of water is our independent variable. As always, we will use X for our independent variable. The outcome is the time the egg will cook, the time it takes the egg to cook. All right? Time egg takes to cook. So that's our outcome. I mean, when we're done, we'll have a cooked egg, but that's not what we're measuring. We're not counting the number of cooked eggs. We're measuring the time it takes for an egg to cook. That's our Y because Y is always our dependent variable. Let's look at number 3. The more time Claire spends studying, the better she does on her tests. So the outcome is how she does on her tests. Therefore, the dependent variable is how she does on her tests. We don't have to use these exact words. I can say that the dependent variable is Claire's test scores. That summarizes it pretty well. Those are going to be Y. That's our outcome. We want to know how she does. All right. Our input, sorry about that, is the time Claire spends studying. As she spends more time studying, she does better on her test. At this point, you should have watched 3 videos, one where you finished your worksheet, one where you figured out what was an independent and what was a dependent variable, and then this one where you watched examples. That worksheet should go in the classwork section of your binder. Keep your interactive notebook out so that you can use it while you go on Khan Academy. The assignment for Khan Academy is listed on Google Classroom, so please go on to Google Classroom. You'll start by determining, given a situation, which is your independent and which is your dependent variable, and from there you'll move on to some other review. Please start Khan Academy now.